Remember when I told you about however and therefore, and sometimes we place them in the middle of the second sentence? And I told you I'm going to be explaining the reason behind this. Now focus. Regarding adverbs, there are different types of adverbs. I'm not going to be explaining all of them now because the class is going to be boring. You can place them in different locations. You can place them at the start of the sentence. You can place them at the end of the sentence. But I just want to focus on placing them in the middle of the sentence. Generally speaking, we place adverbs after the helping verb when we have a helping verb. Let me give you some examples. So this is taken out of one of the essays, let's assume. This is widely believed to be one of the reasons behind pollution. Let's say we're writing an essay on the reasons of pollution. And we can say, for example, traffic is widely believed to be one of the reasons behind pollution. Widely, which means commonly, it's commonly believed that, like many people believe that. This word is an adverb. And if you notice, let's just delete this adverb and read the sentence. This is believed. This is believed. We have is and believed. The main verb is believed. The helping verb here is. So when you have a helping verb and it's followed by a main verb, you place the adverb after the helping verb. Another example so you understand more. This approach can certainly help. This approach means this method. This approach is the subject. Can help is the verb. Help is the main verb. Can is the helping verb. So we place certainly after the helping verb. Another example. So this is like not only, but also, but just focus on the second part of the sentence. Not only can this approach help, comma, but this might also encourage manufacturers to start. I made this sentence a little bit shorter because I just want to focus on how to place the adverb. Focus on also. By the way, if you don't know, also is an adverb. Yeah, if you're looking like this means you don't know that this is an adverb. Also is an adverb if you don't know. This might also help. This is the subject. Might encourage is the verb. But the main verb is encourage. Might is a helping verb. So because we have also, we place it after the helping verb. Okay? So this is the first scenario. When you have a helping verb and a main verb, you place your adverb after the helping verb. Another scenario is when you don't have a helping verb, what do? Let me give you some examples. This often happens as a result of careless driving. Let's say accidents. We can say accidents often happen as a result of careless driving. Often, if you don't know, or often, both of them are correct, is an adverb. Where is the verb here? Happens. Do we have a helping verb? No, we only have happens. So we have a subject and a verb. So when you have a subject and a verb and there's no helping verb, you place this adverb after the subject. In other words, between the subject and the verb, okay? This often happens because we don't have a helping verb. Let's assume there's a helping verb so you understand more. Let's say the sentence is this. This can happen. Where would you place often? You place it after can. So you say, this can often happen. But because we don't have can, we only have happens. So we place it after the subject and before the verb. In other words, between the subject and the verb. Another example. This, as a result, leads to fewer grazing areas. Don't worry about the meaning of the sentence. Yeah, grazing areas means like areas where sheep walk around. Sheep, goats, and cows. But focus on as a result. Now you might be telling me, Isa, wait a second. As a result is not one word, it's 3 words. Yes, this is called an adverbial phrase. So it's a phrase that acts like an adverb. This simply means consequently. Consequently is an adverb. Yeah. So even though we have more than one word, but the entire group of words is acting as an adverb. So where do we place it? You place it after the subject. Because we don't have a helping verb. The verb that we have here is leads. The subject is this. So we place it between the subject and the helping verb. Let's say, for example, we have a helping verb. Let's say the sentence is this. This can lead. If we want to place as a result, we can say this can, as a result, lead to. And these 2 commas are optional. You can have them, you can take them out. I personally sometimes like to add them because I want to show off in front of the examiner. I want to tell the examiner that I know how to use commas. Because when you use punctuation marks properly, you get a higher score. When you use them incorrectly, you get a lower score. If you don't know how to use them, try to avoid using them as much as you can. If you know how to use them, try to show off. Add a semicolon, add a full stop, add anything, yeah, but don't add question marks in your essay. We'll talk about punctuation afterwards. Another example, urbanization also plays a major role in this problem. Urbanization, if you don't know, is the fact of building cities, like the process of building cities. When you have urban areas, this means you have cities. So urbanization is when you build cities. So urbanization also plays. Plays is the verb, and it's the only verb we have. Urbanization is the subject. So we have a subject and we have a verb. So we place our adverb between the subject and the verb. And let me tell you something here, since we're talking about also, in your IELTS exam, you never start a sentence with also. It is incorrect in academic writing. When you want to write an email to your friend or something, it's fine. When you want to write an essay, do not start a sentence with also. And do not start a sentence with but as well. So we have two scenarios, yeah? When you have a helping verb, you place it after the helping verb. When you don't have a helping verb, you place it after the subject. Focus. A third scenario, you place it after the verb to be when it is used as the main verb. This is technically like the second one, but because I wanted to draw your attention to this fact. Let's read this example and then I'm going to be explaining. These methods are slightly different to the other ones. Now here, if you notice, no, not different actually. This is why I added it. Yeah, focus. A lot of students would say, all right, we have are, this is the verb, and we have these methods, which is the subject. Since we have a verb and a subject, we should place the adverb between them. So we should technically say these methods slightly are different. No, this is incorrect. So when the only verb that you have is to be verb, is, am, are, was, were, you place the adverb after it. Focus. This is tricky. Stop playing with your phone. These methods are slightly different. Methods is the subject. Are is the verb. If you notice, in the second bullet point, what did I tell you? You place the adverb after the subject if you don't have a helping verb. Here, we don't have a helping verb, but the verb that we have is not a normal verb. It's to be verb. Am, is, are, was, were. These ones. If it is a to be verb, you place your adverb after it. Okay? So this is like a special case. Another example, this is never too late. The subject here is this. The verb is, but because it's to be verb, we place never, which is an adverb, after the to be verb.